Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Maury.
And Mark from the Erie Better Beer Bureau.
Today we got the new one from Southern Tier Brewing Company. This is their Warlock, which is an Imperial milk stout brewed with spices and pumpkin. So it weighs in at 8.6% alcohol. And yeah, we're going to get right into this one, let you know what we think about it. Wow.
It's pumpkin written all over it.
It's remarkably similar to pumpkin.
Have that the pie crust, graham cracker, kind of malt to it.
Actually, it doesn't smell much different from pumpkin at all.
I know.
Maybe a little bit of a molasses type of sweetness in the background, just a hint of roast, but I'm talking a hint. I don't know if you guys could see it from the pour, but this beer is actually more of, when you hold it to the light, it's like a deep red brown.
You can see a little translucent.
Oh, for sure. It's not a
beer,
black beer.
Yeah.
I don't think. It kind of looks black in the glass, but... Cheers, guys. Wow.
You could almost put pumpkin and this side by side, and it'd be hard to tell the difference.
If you were doing a blind review, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. You can just tell that it might have just, a bit of a stout body. And that stout might knock the sweetness down a little bit and the spices just a little, because I just had this on tap and I had the pumpkin on tap. So I was kind of had the luxury of gauging them side by side.
Right.
They're close.
I don't think it really has a stout body.
No.
And it honestly says on the label here that it has a full body. Not for an Imperial stout, and not for a milk stout either.
Yeah.
To me, this has more of the body of a porter.
Right.
And those same spices that we got on the aroma that you get in pumpkin are what's on the taste here. Yeah. It's following the nose for me, the cinnamon, the nutmeg.
Exactly, yeah.
So, the actual pumpkin, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, maybe even a hint of ginger. The spices are coming through just as much on this beer as they do for pumpkin. The more sips I take, and as we go through the review here, I am starting to get the bitterness from the roasted malts linger on the finish, on the palate. I wasn't really getting it of my first few sips, but now that I'm settling into it, there is a lingering kind of bitterness on the palate, and that might be, from the spices combining with the roasted malts, but it's definitely there. Alright, for the Warlock from Southern Tier, I'm going to go ahead and give this beer a 3.75 out of 5. I think it's a pretty darn good beer. If I had one knock on the beer, though, I think it would be that it's not all that much different from pumpkin.
Yeah.
And, I think the flavors work, personally, but it basically tastes like a little bit more roasty, a little bit more sweeter pumpkin. It really does. And... I guess that's my only knock on it. It really does. I do think, like you said earlier, if you did a blind side-by-side tasting of this and pumpkin, it'd be tough to tell a big difference between the two. But yeah, it's still a good beer. I'm going 3.75.
Okay, I'll give it a 3.75. I'm going back and forth between a 3.75 and a 4 because I love pumpkin. And, I'd give pumpkin a solid 4 easy. But when you hear of a milk stout pumpkin beer, maybe my expectations are a little bit higher. Like he said, this is so much like pumpkin, it's ridiculous. Subtle differences, a little bit of roast, a little bit of pumpkin flesh on the end, and a kind of a light to medium mouthfeel.
I think so, for the style.
Yeah, I think they even say on here that it's a full mouthfeel. I don't get the full mouthfeel.
Me neither.
So, I think I'm going to go about a 3.75. It's still a very good beer. I can see myself getting it again. So,
And it's priced right too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely worth picking up a bomber for the Halloween fall season for sure.
At 3.75 is not a bad score. It's still a very good beer. So
till next time. Cheers.